Eleanor loved the way the London rain painted the city in shades of silver. She had spent most of her 19 years dreaming beyond the quiet bookshop she worked in, longing for something, or someone, to make her heart race. She never expected that person to walk in one afternoon, shaking off the cold, his dark curls damp from the drizzle. "Bit dreary out there, isn't it?" he said, flashing a lopsided smile as he ran a hand through his hair. Eleanor barely looked up from the book she was shelving. "It's London. It wouldn't be London without the rain." "Fair point," he chuckled. "Any recommendations? Something to keep me company on a dull evening?" She studied him then, noting the curiosity in his eyes, the slight smirk on his lips. Something about him felt different. "Do you want adventure? Romance? A tragic love story?" "Let's go with romance," he said, leaning on the counter. "Maybe you can help me believe in it." She handed him a worn copy of Pride and Prejudice. He glanced at the title, then at her. "A classic," he mused. "But are you Elizabeth or Darcy?" Eleanor smirked. "I suppose that depends on who you are." "James," he said, extending his hand. "And you?" She hesitated for a heartbeat before taking it. His hand was warm despite the cold outside. "Eleanor." For the next week, he came back every evening, rain or shine, always with something witty to say, always lingering just a little longer than necessary. He would ask her about her favorite books, tell her stories about his life, how he was studying history at university, how he played piano but only when no one was listening, how he loved the way the city felt alive at night. One evening, as the bookshop closed and the streets shimmered with rain, James was waiting for her by the door. "Walk with me?" he asked. She hesitated. She wasn't the kind of girl who said yes so easily. But the way he looked at her, like she was something worth knowing, made her heart skip. They strolled along the Thames, the city lights reflecting in the water. James talked about his dreams of traveling the world. Eleanor admitted she had never left England. "Then maybe you should," he said. "See Paris, Rome, Greece." She laughed softly. "Easier said than done." "Not if you have a reason to go," he said, his voice quieter now. She turned to look at him, her heart beating too fast. "And what would that reason be?" James smiled, but it wasn't the playful grin he always wore. This time, it was something softer. More real. "You'll figure it out," he murmured. The rain started falling again, light and cool against their skin. James pulled off his jacket and draped it over her shoulders without a word. She didn't protest. Maybe, just maybe, she had already figured it out.